Hello and welcome back everyone. Today we are playing the Isle, looking at all the dinosaurs in the game. And to start we have the one and only Carnotaurus here on screen. Currently it's the youngest in its growth stage, but of course as you play the game this will change. As you eat and hunt you will grow and get bigger. As you can see on screen now, Carnotaurus is reaching a young adulthood and eventually it will become fully grown. As you can see, the colours there in the tail and across the face and neck become much brighter the older it gets, which is really good because in real life that would be to attract a mate, probably to warn off other predators perhaps, and it can also, the colour can be changed, so you can change it to a nice bright green, goldy colour, yellows, blues, but I do think the reddy orange is a classic, and I think that looks really good on the Carnotaurus. So let us know in the comments below what you think of Carnotaurus in the Isle. Up next we have the Ceratosaurus, quite new to the game, and I must say he looks very menacing. So let's have a look at how he grows in the game. So this is him at the youngest, baby dinosaur, and as he hunts and grows he'll become a young adult. And I love how this little, it's almost like a leopard pattern becomes on his skin as he gets older into young adulthood. Again, this can be changed, the colours, but I think as he goes into a full adult this will get even more. There you go, you can see it developing. The head changes into a brand new colour, nice orange. I must say I like this gold, it's like a goldy bronze colour. And you can even change the eyes, so if we look at his eyes there we can change it to a nice green or maybe even a blue to stand out. So, what a magnificent dinosaur. Again, let us know what you think of the Ceratosaurus. I think it's a great addition to the game, and I must say, the pattern is beautiful. And here is many people's favourites, the Dinosukis. Obviously a crocodilian, and look at his little eyes there. He looks almost very cute there, but this is going to grow into a menacing beast that travels along the rivers of the Isle, and I'm sure strikes the fear of God into many dinosaurs who want to just have a nice drink, but they're worried that they're going to get pounced upon by one of these. And as it grows you can see again the patterns change, and he's getting older. So this is about young adulthood, and eventually it's going to grow into a fully grown Deinosuchus, and the skin colour goes a lot darker and a lot bigger. Look at the size of this Deinosuchus, it is huge. But again, you can change the colours, so you can make it like quite a whitish colour. Let's have a look at the email displays there. So you can change the colours on its head to like a red, pinks, and then the markings you've got like a green, so that's like a mossy green colour. I think this would be good for camouflage to make sure you're not seen, or you could just go all very dark colours, because I think you'd be very hard to see at the bottom of a river if you were just completely dark. But look at those eyes, very menacing. Going to take a drink and you see these eyes lurking above the water, it would be extremely scary. So there we have the Deinosuchus. Next is the Omniraptor. Here we are, and this little raptor already has a nice little pattern, and we again can change the colours, and see on top of his head there he's got a bit of yellow now I've added there, his markings. And if we go through the growth, see what he looks like as he grows into a young adult, as he starts eating more, and more of his pattern comes across his back here, and then when he becomes a fully grown Omniraptor, there we are, it's fully fleshed out now, this pattern, and I think it's quite nice, that gold, although it might stand out a little bit too much. Maybe a green like that, or if we're going for like a Jurassic Park, like blue, the Velociraptor, we could have a nice blue colour like this, which I think is very good. That could be like a grey colour. What do you think of this Omniraptor, guys? What pattern would you choose from the Omniraptor? Let us know in the comments below. Take a look at this little fella. This is a Pteranodon, and it is very small starting out as a Pteranodon. It must be very daunting to come in and have all those fierce beasts when you're this small, but you can fly, of course, so that is an extreme benefit. You can change the colours again on the Pteranodon. What colour would you go for the Pteranodon? I think nice. That's quite a nice orange there, with a bit of green. But let's see what he looks like as he gets older. So as you hunt and you fly through the skies, you will get bigger, and he goes a bit darker there. So this is like a young adult, and then eventually you're going to grow into a fully grown Pteranodon. And look, that blue is coming out at the ends of the wings and the top of its crest as well, all the way, and now you're a big Pteranodon. And imagine this flying through the sky, coming down to hunt you when you're a small dinosaur, such as like a little baby Omniraptor or Troodon maybe. Very scary. Speaking of Troodon, here it is on screen now. It's a very small dinosaur, and again we can change its colours, which is very nice. Let's have a look. We're making a little orange around his eyes there, add a bit of blue on him, and as you grow, let's have a look, he's getting bigger, and then that colour has really fleshed out as he's gained in size, so it's quite light, and then as he grows it really fleshes out the pattern, and then he gets bigger into a fully grown Troodon. And he is still quite small compared to all the dinosaurs, but I think you would be like a scavenger type dinosaur, being a Troodon, try and find out the scraps of bigger dinosaurs, try and survive. But I think this pattern is very good. And those eyes, like cloudy blue eyes, they look very, it's like a white that's on there at the minute. So you could change that to a yellow though, that looks good as well. So the Troodon, what do you think of the Troodon? Let us know down below. So we've taken a look at the carnivores, let's take a look at the herbivores, and we start with a Dryosaurus, a tiny little dinosaur, and obviously it's starting out as a baby, but a very vulnerable dinosaur to be, especially with the Pteranodons and Troodons and Ceratosaurus lurking about. You need to be very careful and stay in the grass. I think this is a good colour because it's green, keeps you nice and camouflaged, and as you grow you're going to get larger and larger. Then you are about as a young adult, and then as you get fully grown, again these colours really come out, and it's a blue. You can limit it to like a bluey turquoisey colour, maybe a purple there or a white cream. I do like the blues though, but you don't want to stand out too much because you might get seen and get eaten, so you don't want to do that. But I think the Dryosaurus is a beautiful little dinosaur. I really like it. Lovely crest there with all the colours on top of his head. Next is the Hypsilophodon. I'm not entirely sure if I've pronounced that properly, but that's how I'm going to say it today. And here we are. Look at this cute little animal. It looks like a little pigeon almost, a little bird. All these feathers and this lovely colour, this yellow colour. I do think be like a nice orangey colour. I think yellow's a bit too bright to stand out, or even a little blue. We had a bit of a blue theme in this video with the dinosaurs, but I do think a nice green almost looks similar to like a goldfinch or something. That looks nice and camouflaged, I think. But as you grow, again, this Hypsilophodon is going to develop. Now there's a big change there. See these little antennas almost on top of his head. Gets darker in colour, and then they develop, they stretch out, and this is like halfway through, so this is a young adult. Very nice. I'll just see if I can make it a little bit brighter, just so, oh lovely, that's nice and red, isn't it? Just so you can see it a bit better without being so dark. I'll put it on a nice orangey colour. I think that's quite nice. And then as you develop into a fully grown, it's almost like a peacock. Big tail, nice feathery tail, which will clearly be for attracting a mate or using it to look bigger and intimidating larger prey perhaps. And these big wisps like antennas, like we said before, which is very cool. Very unique dinosaur, and I think it looks fantastic. Look at him. Look at him. Let us know what you think of the Salofidon and what colour you would have all these feathers. And here we have the Pachycephalosaurus. Let's have a look at this guy. So he's got a grey colour on him at the moment. This can be changed again like all the other dinosaurs though. So a green, nice camouflage. That's like a nice camouflage colour. I think you'd blend straight into the trees and the grass with that. And as you grow, this is going to get bigger and bigger. And then your other colours, your grey, bluey colours are going to start coming in. That's a really nice one. I think that's almost perfect actually. You've got a nice blue, navy blue that camouflages the rest of the colours, and then you've got these male display markings at the top. Beautiful. And fully grown, these really flesh out, and the crest on top of the Pachycephalosaurus' head develops, which is of course for banging heads with other males to fight for mates. What a great dinosaur. I think gold or even red. The red looks really good. Look at that. Perfect. You can change the eyes to a nice blue perhaps. Let's have a look at that. Now that's really nice. A classic dinosaur now, the Stegosaurus. Here we go with a nice green scales atop the back of his plates. Very, very nice indeed. But this, despite being large already, it's not fully grown. So as you develop, you'll grow into a teenage Stegosaurus. And look at his spikes here at the back. Really, really good. And the male display markings you can change. So this, I imagine, once we've turned to an adult, will really flush out. Look at those plates now, really lighting up. And you can have these colours whatever you want. So like a gold, red, orangey colour, or even like a purpley pink colour there. I think red looks probably the best though. And then you can change the markings. The green, you can really flush the green out there. So look at that, look at that. Really, really nice. So this would be again to attract a mate or to warn off predators. A bright colour to say I'm dangerous, stay away. What do you think of this Stegosaurus? Let us know in the comments. Look at that, beautiful. Look at his eyes as well. I love how you can change the eye colour. It really adds a personality to your dinosaurs. Here we have the Tenantasaurus. A little cute dinosaur, I must say, and a really large tail. They have really big tails. It's almost the length of the rest of the body. It makes up maybe, I'm not sure of the measurements, but it looks like over half its body is the tail length. So that's really interesting, especially as you get older, because it's only going to get bigger. So let's put a nice pattern on him there, brighten him up, and let's see what he looks like as he grows and he grazes on the grass and gets to a young adult. As you can see, that tail has just got even bigger, and it's really, really long. As he gets to a fully grown Tenantasaurus, again, it's a really beefy tail, and this will be used to attack predators, slam down, swing, and defend itself. Let's see if we can brighten him up just a little bit. It looks a little bit dark, just so we can see the details. Wow, look at that. A really cool dinosaur. And here is Pachycephalosaurus. Again, I'm not entirely sure if I've pronounced that correctly, but that's how it looks from the spelling. This is an omnivore, so this can eat both meat and graze on the plants and the fruits and roots of the isle. And it's a strange little creature. It's got webbed feet and these claws. It almost reminds me of a platypus, or a platypus that stood upright. And it's got this little tail, which is again quite platypus-like. So let's have a look at what colours we can have on it. Let's have a look how it grows. So it grows, and it gets bigger. It's got those gangly arms. So it's a bit bigger. So it doesn't grow a huge amount. And I imagine it's going to stay quite small as well. But as we get to a fully grown one, look at that. It completely changes there. There is a real sudden difference from here to here, as those patterns really flesh out and develop. Look at these sharp lines and colours that have really developed. Now if we put a nice, let's have a look at these different colours we can have, because you can really have fun with this, because it reminds me of like modern birds of prey, or like, you know, a swan or an egret. You change those to black. Let's have a look at these. I think that could be black as well. Like, imagine this stood at the river between the reeds, you know, trying to catch fish or something like that. You'd really blend in with your environment. I think that looks really, really nice. Look at that. Perfect. What pattern would you put on this beautiful little animal? Let us know in the comments down below. Wow. And last but certainly not least, you might recognise this dinosaur from Jurassic Park. Of course, it's the Gallimimus. Look at him. Beautiful. Let's have a look what he looks like as he grows up. So, as a young adult, perfect, and you can see some of these patterns starting to flesh out, and he gets a lot bigger. You can change the colours again, of course. Nice. Let's have a look what that looks like. Ooh, nice. A lot bit of green there in his scales. And as he grows to a fully grown Gallimimus, he gets a lot taller. And look at those legs. Perfect for running and escaping from the carnivores who live in the Isle, such as the Ceratosaurus and the Carnotaurus. So, a very good dinosaur to play as, and I'm pretty sure it would be very difficult to hunt one of these down. So your odds of survival must be pretty high, hopefully. But this is the Isle, so no promises. So, which was your favourite dinosaur in the Isle? Let us know in the comments down below, and if you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like. And if you want more Isle content, why not check out the video on screen now.